So how can I attract online buyers for fill in the blank? Okay. Here's the thing. A lot of people look at the strategies that I teach and they say, oh, that won't work for my business because of blank. Actually, I had somebody recently who told me that she had like a wine business. And she was like, well, I don't really know if this will work for my business because I sell wine and it doesn't really solve a specific problem. It's more of a fun thing that people drink. So just because I'm answering it for clothing, and maybe I'll give an example for wine if the gal with the wine business is on here. But just because I'm answering it for a clothing store and for wine doesn't mean that you can't use this in your business. Here's how you do it. You ready? What you do is you ask yourself, what are the biggest questions that my audience asks before they buy my product? Okay? And the way that you attract online buyers for your thing is you answer those questions for free. Why am I doing free mentoring Monday? And I'm asking you to tell me what your biggest questions are in your business. It's because I know that if you have these questions, other people in my market will have this exact same question that you have. Do you think that Rosalie is the only person who wonders, how can I attract online buyers for my business? No, there's hundreds of thousands of other business owners who want to know an answer to that exact same question. By me answering that question for Rosalie, I'm now answering it for hundreds of thousands of other people that find my video on YouTube or on Facebook. And then I can of course, ask them to take the next step with me, whether that is check out my product. For me, it's I invite them to attend a free web class. To me, that's a very simple next step. It's like, hey, if you enjoyed this free training, check out this next free training. Here's the next step of the process. Attend my free web class. It's about 60 minutes long, and I'll show you my simple 3-step formula for how I enrolled over 1,000 people in my business in less than a year without chasing family members and friends. If you want to know how I did that, take the next step. So for you, Rosalie, and by the way, if you haven't attended my free web class and you'd like to, you can click the link that you see on or around this video, either in the post description above or below, or even right on the screen. You could type it in directly if you need to. But let me give you an example for a clothing store. So what would be some questions that people might ask if you were in clothing, right? It might be, now I'm not in this market, okay? Nor am I an overly fashionable guy. So this is not the kind of thing that I would necessarily answer, but let me do this. I'm going to show you an example of, so let me start with this. You ask yourself, what kind of questions might people be asking? They might be asking things like, what types of tops go best with jeans? Okay, I don't know if that's necessarily the best one. Or great outfit ideas for going out on a Saturday night, all right? Or what should I wear to a funeral, right? Whatever. What are the kinds of questions that people, right before I go buy clothes, I might be looking up like fashion trends for men in 2018. Like I have to speak at an event coming up here in a few months, and I'll probably go buy a new suit because I'm not an overly fashionable guy. I'm going to be looking for some help with that to get some answers to those questions before I go buy a new suit, before I go buy a new sport coat and a new outfit to wear while I'm speaking on stage, right? So I would probably get in the mind of your customer and think, okay, what would my customer go out and be putting into Google? What would they be typing in? What would they see in their news feed that would grab their attention and say, hey, that's a great question. I need that answered in my business. And they might click on it and watch it and now get value from you. And then you can by bringing them in with value, with education, with information, then you can segue into the next step the same way that I've been doing through this entire live stream by saying, look, if you want to take the next step with me, register for my free web class and I'll show you the simple 3-step formula for how I enrolled over 1,000 people in my business in less than a year. For you, it could be, hey, listen, if you want, us to put together 3 sample outfits based on your body type, go over to our website, put in your name and your email address, and we'll be happy to send, put in some information about yourself, and we'll be happy to send you 3 outfit suggestions that'll be perfect for your thing, whatever, right? And I'll just show you a really good example. Here's a guy that I follow. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Let's see if this works. Hold on a minute. We're going to try and do something fancy here. Okay, so here's a guy that I follow online. His name is Aaron Marino. He was on Shark Tank. I first saw him on Shark Tank, but I still watch his videos. And he has basically videos for men on all kinds of topics, things around, how to get in better shape. So like here's one, teen style mistakes, okay? And I would bet about your clothing store, go over, type in Aaron Marino or type in Alpha M. And even though maybe you're not marketing directly to men like he is, he's selling to men. But one of the things that he does on his website, on his YouTube videos, like in this video here, he's got teen style mistakes. So this is a video. Hold on, we have to get past the ad first. This is a video. Hold on, let's skip the ad. All right, so this is a 7-minute video, 7 minutes and 24 seconds, all about, style mistakes that young men make. So who's that going to attract? It's going to attract young men who want to dress better, right? Well, then he could recommend to those guys, here are some clothes that you should be wearing instead of making these 10 style mistakes. And then he might even be here's some links to some things that he's promoting. He could promote he could be an affiliate for a clothing store or whatever. If you're involved in, hold on, let me bring my face back up here full screen. If you're involved, let's say that you, like the wine person I said earlier, what are the biggest questions that people who want wine would be asking right before they decide to buy a bottle of wine? It might be, what wine goes best with steak? Right? Which wine should I get with a turkey dinner? Whatever. Which wines go best with this type of cheese? Or how do I keep wine fresh right after it's been opened? All you have to do is get in the mind of your prospect and ask, what are the questions they're going to be asking themselves right before they would be making a buying decision? If they engage with that content, you know that they are a qualified buyer. They are a qualified prospect for what it is that you have to offer. And then what you have to do is ask them to take the next step. Sometimes the next step is go buy this product. If it's a small step, great. Ask them to buy if it's not a big commitment, if it's like, hey, take a free trial of our product. Just pay shipping and handling. That's a pretty small commitment. You could probably ask someone, hey, listen, try or maybe even it's like, hey, try a 50% off discount on your first order, and we'll give you free shipping on your first order of $20 or more or whatever. And you can get people to come over and maybe place their first order. For me, I know that people in my market are a little bit more hesitant. They're a bit more skeptical. Like, this guy, I liked his video. It was helpful, but I'm just not quite sure if what he's offering is for me. Or if you're asking for a lot too soon, if you're asking for too much too soon, people won't take action. So for me, I say, okay, the next most logical step for someone to take with me, if they liked this video, would be to go to my web class, would be to register and attend a free web class where I'll just give them some more free training and value. And then they might be ready to buy after I've built the relationship a bit further. In fact, I was coaching a guy recently who he deals with big corporations. Like they hire him and they pay him something like $25,000 a year to come in and coach their teams, right? So he gets big fees. Now, do you think he would be able to just go put out a YouTube video with a few tips for CEOs in a company and then say, hey, by the way, if you want to hire me, go to my website and fill out the PayPal information to send me $25,000? No, that ain't going to work, right? That's way too big of a commitment. So he was asking, well, what should I do? I said, well, if I were you, what I would do is I would get people on a webinar and I would engage with them. I would give them some more value, attract them with a free video or a free blog post or a free post on Facebook. Then the next logical step would be get on a webinar with you. Give them some really good free content. And even then, you can't pitch $25,000 at the end of a webinar. So my suggestions to him were, at the end of your webinar, just have people fill out an application form if they're interested in talking to you personally about the services that you offer, and then you can talk to them on the phone to close them further. Each step of the process gets that prospect more and more qualified and closer to becoming a converted sale for you in your business. So was that a helpful answer? Does that give you some ideas on how to attract people for clothing stores, wine, big consulting, whatever it is? My simple 3-step formula will work. The only type of business I could think of that maybe it won't work for is if you have like maybe an impulse buy type of thing. Like, I don't know, let's say that you're a locksmith and the only time anybody ever calls you is because they lock themselves out of their car. That's probably not the kind of thing people are necessarily going to be researching, or like what to do when you lock yourself out of your car. I guess it could work, but for the most part, this will work for like 95% of businesses out there. If you've got a market of people who are passionate about what you talk about, like golfers, that'll work for you. If you've got a product that solves someone's problem, this will work for you. If people are asking huge questions about their buying decision right before they buy, so that they can make an informed decision, my 3-step formula will work for you, guys. This will work for about 95% of businesses. So again, if you got value out of this particular answer, out of this video, tap that thumbs up if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, give me the heart a couple of times. Tap that heart button to know this was helpful. Give me a few comments below. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Listen, if you enjoyed this video and you want more free training on my channel to help you generate more leads and more sales and grow your business using cutting-edge strategies on the internet, take a second to do 3 things before you go. Click my face right here to subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell below to get notified every time I post new videos, and click this video to watch some more free training on my channel. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.